From Way, your Kentucky Derby official station, this is the Zoeller Pump Company Pegasus Parade, sponsored by Zoeller Pump Company.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to the 70th annual Zoeller Pump Company Kentucky Derby Festival Pegasus Parade. It is a beautiful day. It's a Sunday afternoon. It's 66 degrees. We have the safety parade coming up, and we have the big kickoff to this year's parade just a couple of minutes away. I'm Kevin Harnett.
And I'm Myra Ansari. Such a great day to be out here, Kevin. I think a lot of folks missed this Derby festive event because we didn't have thunder. So this is a great way for folks to be out and embrace Derby Week for sure.
We have a large crowd gathered all along Broadway. A great parade for you today. It's going to encompass a couple of hours, 10 inflatable balloon characters, 8 floats, 5 equestrian units, 8 marching bands, more than 40 specialty units. And would you believe that the parade in its very first year, Myra, goes all the way back to 1956. It is the event that started the Kentucky Derby Festival.
And it's growing. We've got 16 new groups this year. Most of those are dance groups. So it's getting bigger and better every year, Kevin.
We appreciate all of the first responders in our safety parade. Of course, we've seen everybody from the fire department to the police department, the sheriff's department, the dive team, and everybody in between. Emergency services coming up here. They do a tremendous amount of work in our city every day. But when it comes to the Kentucky Derby and the festival that surrounds it, they really do put in the hours and the time to keep our city safe.
And they've been incredibly busy too with all of the recent events that we've had going on, the historic flooding that they've been busy with. So it's great to see them enjoying the day out here, Kevin, and with this great weather, couldn't have asked for a better day.
No question about that. And the weather is going to cooperate through this afternoon. We've got a lot of folks still coming to the both sides of Broadway, really, to enjoy the parade, and they are just in time because we're just getting underway as we watch folks from LMDC come across the television zone. Of course, all of the folks who keep our city safe come both at the beginning and the end of the parade. Filled in between will be many familiar faces as we celebrate some hometown heroes this afternoon.
So, Kevin, as you were saying, this parade marches west on Broadway from Campbell to 9th Street, 17 blocks. It's going to last about 2 hours today.
You know, the goal of the parade back when it was first started in 1956 was to bring the community together to celebrate leading up to that first Saturday in May And that is still the festival's mission to this very day.
And from marching bands and dance teams to equestrians and floats, all of the different units are what make this parade such a unique and special tradition. And the parade is one of the festival's most cherished and popular events. It attracts thousands to downtown.
You know, thousands of people just for the parade. When you really look at the impact that the Derby Festival has on this city, from Thunder over Louisville, which unfortunately did not ignite this year because of the intense weather and the flooding that we had. But it's about a $22 million impact that we have when you take a look at the festival and what it generates for our city. Now, the parade's one of the festival's most cherished and popular, as you mentioned. It's also the oldest, as we've said. The theme this year is Happy Derby. It's the Pink Out Party, and we're going to be brightening Broadway for the 70th time this year in one of those festival's signature colors. We know it very well. We always see it.
It's pink, and you'll notice a lot of folks are dressed in pink, and also some of the paint on the streets is pink to kind of celebrate the color and to commemorate the season and one of the festival's signature colors, as you mentioned, Kevin.
You know, fans were also invited to dress in pink, and I'm looking around the stands, and I see so many folks dressed in pink. So I see you over there. Yeah, good to see you guys waving at the cameras. We've got a lot of folks in pink, and they are painting Broadway pink today. We are expecting to see a lot of happy and a lot of pink in today's parade.
Oh, for sure. And look at the crowds. I think they're kind of growing as we're speaking, Kevin. Great to see people lined up here along Broadway, getting filled in on the bleachers. So I think people are really in the spirit for today.
No question about it. We mentioned all of the emergency personnel that have been riding by. Of course, you see the varying fire departments. We're looking at Okolona Fire and the EMS. We also can't ignore this big machine coming through. This is one of the first responders and the fire units that they have out at the Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport. That is something to see. You don't see that on the street every day.
I've never seen that, so it's kind of neat to see that. Look out here and how big that is.
You know, they have to fight fires in a different way at the airport, and that is one of the tools that they use. We look at Middletown represented. We've got a number of folks that have come out to show their support, to not only witness the parade, but give a big round of applause for all of our emergency personnel.
And we've got Fern Creek Fire here coming through as well. Fern Creek Fire and EMS. Big shout out to them.
We've seen several of the color guards march their way down as well. We appreciate the bagpipes that we heard earlier come through. They were marching just behind what we know as Air 20, or the helicopter for the Louisville Metro Police. And now we're following that with a number of fire departments, both new and old, as you look at some of the apparatus that are coming down Broadway.
It's kind of interesting to see how the fire trucks have evolved over the years, kind of looking at the more modern type coming through right now. And then here in a second, you're going to see this old school looking fire truck.
And you know, yeah, while the technology has changed, the mission remains the same. It's a service to the public, and they do that risking their own lives for those that they're headed out to assist.
All right, look at all those folks wearing pink. Great to see the pink. Hey, guys. Woo!
It's a great day for the 70th annual Zoeller Pump Company Kentucky Derby Festival Pegasus Parade. Mission Barbecue coming down the line here, always supporting the great efforts of the men and women who work to serve. And we appreciate all that they do, not only at Derby time, but throughout the year.
They're always taking care of veterans, and we appreciate their hard work for sure.
It's going to be followed by the PRP Fire District. They are represented both with their ambulance and their Hazmat 90 truck. And then I can see in the distance what will officially kick off the Pegasus Parade. And, of course, we know that very well as being the Zoeller Pump Company Derby Festival Parade and, of course, the Pegasus balloon.
Can't wait to see the Pegasus. Good thing it's not too windy out today, right?
And you know, back years ago when they had the huge inflatable Pegasus, that was a beast to hold down, especially as you marched it down Broadway, because you have to go high and low trying to get it under the I-65 overpass. So a little more manageable with some of these cold air inflatables that you're going to see today. But you're right, Myra, it's still tough when the wind is up. And right now, our wind speed is gusting to 20 miles an hour. So that's still a little on the tough side to keep them held down.
It's great to see so many families out. You know, I think moving the parade to Sundays really helped a lot of families come. They're not rushing after work. Kids are not rushing after school. And they moved the parade to Sundays in 2022, Kevin. So a lot of folks are liking the adjustment.
You know, we've seen that, and especially along the route. I know if you're looking at the TV camera, you're looking at a reserved area where it's like, well, where is everybody? But the fact is, if you look up and down Broadway, there are tens of thousands of people that have come out to watch this parade, and it gets even heavier as you work your way up toward 5th Street and beyond.
Right in that area where the Courier-Journal is where a lot of folks are. So it's a great location. Throughout the route of the parade, there's plenty of seating, so you can still come out here and enjoy the parade and get a good spot to see it.
Yeah, it takes a village to put something like this on. Obviously, there are hundreds of volunteers with the Kentucky Derby Festival, but there are also a lot of sponsors that make this possible.
Yeah, Zoeller Pump Company has been the title sponsor of the Pegasus Parade since 2020, and they just love a parade. Contributing sponsors also include Churchill Downs. Churchill Downs is sponsoring all general admission bleacher seating along the route that you see right there in front of you. That's more than 3,000 free bleacher seats. And additional contributing sponsors include Kentucky Venues and Waystar, and the official healthcare provider is U of L Health.
You know, the Gold House Hotel's certainly been a part of the festival for a long, long time. They are the official hotel of the Derby Festival. And, of course, your official broadcast partner, as we're always happy to do, broadcasting from the very beginning, including the first Kentucky Derby that was televised. You saw it right here on Wave, and Wave is a big proud sponsor of the Kentucky Derby Festival's Pegasus Parade and the festival in general. We're going to be streaming this entire parade, by the way, which is already underway on our digital platforms, and you can find that on the Wave News app or on wave3.com.
And we have a 1-hour parade special that's going to air on Wave this Friday, May 2nd, on Derby Eve from 8 to 9 p.m.
Coming up into our view is the Civil Air Patrol. We appreciate what these men and women do as well. You'll notice they're proudly carrying the flags, and they'll be followed by the Sons of the American Revolution, which take us back in time just a little bit.
And look at these cute little kids here in the front, Kevin. Love how families are taking part in this together.
And we see that so many times in the service that they provide. It's instilled at a very young age. Yes. And it's one of those things where when you learn young, it matters.
And here you have the Sons of the American Revolution coming up here.
You know, they've been around a long, long time as well, and they've participated in the Kentucky Derby Festival Pegasus Parade many times before. We want to welcome them here as you take a look at what they represent going back many, many decades and centuries. Coming up to end the safety parade will be the Sheriff's Department from Jefferson County, and then we'll be underway with our ribbon cutting, and we'll step off the 70th annual Zoeller Pump Company Kentucky Derby Festival Pegasus Parade. Which ones? Well, I want to make sure your 13 is our 15. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to stretch the ribbon across Broadway. We are just about to get underway as the Zoeller Pump Company welcomes the 70th annual Kentucky Derby Festival Pegasus Parade. And you see the Pegasus coming up Broadway. We're going to all do a fun countdown here in just a couple of minutes as the marchers get a little closer.
I think seeing the Pegasus really makes it feel like we are in it now. We are about to get started. So exciting to see the Pegasus coming down Broadway for sure.
We're excited here, but the big question is, are those along the sidelines excited? Are you all ready for a parade? We can't hear you. Do it louder. We like it like that. And ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, those representatives from the Zoeller Pump Company, along with the representatives from the Kentucky Derby Festival, have made their way to the center of Broadway. If you're ready, we're ready to get the parade started. The safety parade has moved through, and the other units are on their way down Broadway. Ladies and gentlemen, the folks from the Zoeller Pump Company and the Derby Festival have the ribbon to mark the official start of the 70th Pegasus Parade.
All right, so let's help count them down. Are you all ready? 10,
9,
8,
7,
6,
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're off. You're going to see a lot of floats coming down Broadway. There are over 100 units that will mark the parade as they begin their journey down Broadway. It's going to travel 17 blocks. It's going to last about 2 hours as this parade marches west on Broadway from Campbell to 9th Street. We are off and rolling with the 70th annual Zoeller Pump Company Kentucky Derby Festival Pegasus Parade. Our first float to come into the TV zone, of course, will be Pegasus. And that's going to be followed by the Zambulance. You'll notice that here in just a second as we get a few photos. Let's go with the Zoeller Pump Company Pegasus Parade. March it on down. You know, the Zoeller Pump Company, along with the Pegasus Ambulance, has been the title sponsor for 5 years. They provide about 150 people that participate with their float in this year's parade. Of course, if you're not familiar with the Zoeller Pump Company, they're a local manufacturing company founded in Louisville, 85 years old and a fourth-generation family company. They do a lot of good here in our great city. Pegasus was unveiled, by the way, in 2023. You'll notice that the Pegasus is 30 feet tall, 25 feet long, and 16 feet wide. It is a cold air inflatable as opposed to the previous helium inflatable. Now, the mission at Zoeller is to improve people's lives. They make sump and sewage pumps. They employ people here in Louisville and about 1,000 around the world. They want to improve the lives of everyone in every location. Again, they give to charitable organizations because their founders want that as one of their core values. They focus on quality, service, innovation, and integrity. We say a big thank you to, once again, the title sponsor of the Pegasus Parade, the Zoeller Pump Company.
And coming up, we have here Beverly Linker and Janice Bailey with Zoeller Pump Company. And Beverly and Janice, they are both valued service members at Zoeller Pump Company right here in Louisville. There they are. And they really exemplify the dedication and the excellence that have made Zoeller a trusted name in the water solutions industry since 1939. And their commitment to the community reflects the spirit of the Kentucky Derby Festival and the Zoeller Pump Company Pegasus Parade.
And they're riding in some pretty fancy rides, too. I love the Corvettes. We want to say a big thank you to Beverly and Janice for being on board the Corvettes this afternoon and representing the Zoeller Pump Company. And, of course, they are just trailing right behind that Zambulance. Coming up behind Janice and Beverly, you're going to notice Goldie, the Pegasus. This is the Kentucky Derby Festival's second Pegasus inflatable. This one, it's a little smaller. It's a cold air inflatable as well. This is the one you'll often see at many of the events around town. It's a little more manageable. They can get Goldie out to a lot of the events that represent the festival.
And coming up now, here is the Phillies float honoring the Kentucky Derby Queen and her court. So this has been going on for 39 years. They've been in the parade, 8 in the Royal Court, and 40 in other participants also. But the features of this year's Derby Court, the Queen, Elizabeth King of Georgetown, Kentucky. And she also, along with Princess Lily DeLayhu and Princess Madeline Duff, Princess Erica McFeeters, and also Princess Hannah Ranger.
You know, and they come from all over. We've got representation on this year's Royal Court from Georgetown, Louisville, Prestonburg, and Bremen. So we want to say a big hello to the Queen and her court riding by on the Phillies float. They've been involved since, it goes back 39 years. And, of course, the Phillies are a nonprofit organization, 250 community volunteers supporting the Derby Festival. Not only have they been around a long time, but they do a lot of good as well. And, of course, just at the Phillies ball a few weeks ago, the Queen, always chosen by just a spin of the wheel. And that is... goes all the way back to the beginning. And by the way, they include Martha Lane Collins. That was Kentucky's first woman governor. Miss Kentucky 2022, Hannah Edlin. And Miss Kentucky 2023, Mallory Hudson. And a number of other community leaders who have been a member of the Queen and or her court.
All right, we've got our first marching band coming through right now. The University of Louisville Cardinal Marching Band. There's about 150 people in this group, and they are known for creating vibrant game day traditions for Cards fans at the core of the Cardinal Marching Band, which performs at U of L home football games and select away games and bowl games.
And of course, it's the official Kentucky Derby Marching Band. So what do you say? Let's take a listen to the University of Louisville Cardinal Marching Band. When you think of the University of Louisville Cardinal Marching Band, it is the most visible ensemble at the School of Music, performing live for over 500,000 spectators each year. And that includes their features in the New York Times, ESPN, Southern Living, and CBS News. All students receive a scholarship in the Cardinal Marching Band. Visit uoflbands.com for more information.
We thank them for several decades if they've been a part of this parade for sure.
Yeah, and up next, another group that's been in the parade for the past 3 years. This is U of L Health, fully integrated regional academic health system with 9 hospitals, 4 medical centers, the Brown Cancer Center, the Eye Institute, more than 250 physician practice locations, 7 emergency rooms, 5 urgent cares, and more than 1,200 providers for Louisville and the surrounding communities. We say a big thank you to U of L Health, a proud sponsor of the 2025 Kentucky Derby Festival.
All right, and here are some familiar faces here. Peyton Siva with the 2013 U of L men's basketball team, giving us a wave there. He was born in Seattle, but Peyton led the University of Louisville men's basketball team to a national championship in 2013 during his senior year. He served as the team's captain for the Cardinals in both his junior and senior seasons. And in 2024, he came back to Louisville to join the men's basketball coaching staff.
Here you see Stephen Van Treese, 2013 U of L men's basketball team. Stephen played for Louisville from 2009 to 2014, a key contributor to the Cards' 2013 NCAA championship team. After college, he played professional basketball overseas, including a stint in Japan. He resides here in Louisville with his family.
And here comes the American Side Saddle Association. They're from Ohio, Kentucky, West Virginia, Wisconsin, Maine, California, and Georgia. And I love their outfits. They're dressed in that pink. So the American Side Saddle Association is made up of equine enthusiasts who enjoy the elegant art of riding side saddle.
You know, it's not as easy as it looks either. It's more than just riding. They provide a variety of equestrian activities, including trail riding, showing, barrel racing, jumping, fox hunting. Anything you can do astride, you can do saddle side or side saddle. And today we appreciate all of them coming from near and far. The oldest riders in the group are over 60, but you know what they say, Myra, you should never ask a lady her age. The youngest riders are Lily and Eli in the Pegasus Parade debut this year.
And
welcome to them.
They've been in the parade for more than 20 years, so a big thank you to them.
Here comes the great mayor of Louisville, Kentucky, Mayor Craig Greenberg. He's been in office since 2022, has been a Derby Festival fan since day one. He is an avid runner, as we know, through his campaign, and certainly as early as yesterday morning when I saw him wearing bib number 1, completing yesterday's half marathon. Mayor Greenberg enjoys attending and supporting events across the city. Let us give a big hello to Mayor Craig Greenberg.
All right, and coming up next, we've got Pinkalicious. Do you like how?
I like the energy with that.
Pinkalicious, Norton Healthcare.
I thought that was your nickname for a minute there. I thought you were just going to go with Pinkalicious.
You can start calling me Pinkalicious if you want. So this is a group that they're thinking on their feet, and they are coming up with a creative way to use every item to decorate their float. And here's your favorite song that they're playing right now.
Oh, is that, yes.
Pink Pony Club.
Pink Pony Club. It's catchy, I'll tell you that. Once you get it in your head, you will not forget it.
Actually, Kevin was singing it earlier. So, yeah, he's a fan of the song.
I got to be honest, as the Cadillac goes by there with its nice wrap from Digital EFX, that is impressive. It looks better in person than in the photos I've seen. So I wanted to give a shout out to that. All right.
Wow, look at this float that is coming up. They have put a lot of heart and dedication into their Pinkalicious float.
This is the Norton Healthcare Pinkalicious float that you mentioned. Their group is great about thinking on their feet, coming up with creative ways to use everyday items. We did a story on this just last week where they're saying they utilize some of years past with some new. It's their mission to provide quality health care to all those that they serve. They respond to the needs right here in our community, honoring faith and heritage. This float was designed, constructed, and staffed by Norton Healthcare staff and their family members, all on a voluntary basis. And of course, Myra mentioned the musical soundtrack created to complement the theme of the parade, the float, and its characters.
Very appropriate for the float.
And here comes our
Matt Gibson with the Kentucky Derby Festival president and CEO. He has been very hard at work. From the day the Derby Festival ends, he's right back at work, trying to get everything going back up for the festival. And he's been a fixture at the Kentucky Derby Festival for 28 years. And he says this is really, truly his dream job as the president and CEO. He's responsible for the overall operation and the financial direction of the nonprofit corporation. He also oversees the work of the festival's 20-person staff and nearly 4,000 volunteers who work to bring the annual civic celebration and its more than 70 events to life each spring.
And you know, you can imagine just how tough of a job Matt Gibson has had this year in particular. The weather has not been a friend this year, Matt, but today, what a day for a parade, huh? Yeah, we've got a perfect parade day here. It's 68 degrees, a light wind out of the east, lots of sunshine overhead. So today is Matt's day.
Yeah.
After a very stressful beginning to the Derby Festival events, which obviously had the flooding going on with the Ohio and leading to the cancellation of Thunder over Louisville. But here we are on a great parade day. I hear some beautiful sounds coming up next. This is the marching band, the Marching Pride, as they call themselves of Jennings County, straight from North Vernon, Indiana. They've been in the parade many, many times. They've been in parades in Disney World in Chicago as well as in their home state of Indiana. We welcome the pride of Jennings County as they perform in support of Jennings County High School. Strive to provide students and audiences with opportunities they'll remember forever.
And they've been in parades in Disney World in Chicago as well as locally in Indiana. So it's great to have them back here at the Pegasus Parade. Let's listen in.
Little country road. Sounding great. They're made up of students from ages 14 to 19 from Jennings County High School, also known as the best pep band in the land. Following up, we've got the Sternberg Big Red and the Kroger Hot Air Balloon. Winner of the 2025 L&N Federal Credit Union Great Balloon Fest. The Kroger Balloon, piloted by Bill Smith, won yesterday during the balloon race.
And here we have the Star Inflatable for Waystar coming up right here. They've been a part of the parade for more than 5 years, and Waystar helps healthcare work smarter right from here in Louisville. Their software guides over 1 million healthcare providers so they get paid quickly and accurately. Always important, and it helps patients pay for care with clarity and confidence. They're also very busy work out of healthcare by automating repetitive tasks. Waystar frees up providers to focus on what matters the most, and that is for caring for their patients and their communities.
Well, we've got Q103.1 playing Louisville's most new country. You'll catch Dingo in the mornings from 6 to 10, home to only free country concert series in Louisville, the Queued Up Concert Series. Micro live in the afternoons from 3 to 7 on Q103.1.
All right, so Kevin, coming up is my favorite part of the parade, and that's the dance teams.
We've got a number of dance teams. In fact, with the 16 new entrants into this year's Pegasus Parade, a number of those are dance teams.
Absolutely, and this is the Envy dance team, and they are coming from Rochelle and Nicole Masden from Louisville. They've been in the parade since 2013, and there's about 20 ladies who are part of this group. They try to keep the youth in positive activities all around Louisville, and it's a nonprofit organization established in 2010 for girls ages 7 to 18 to showcase their performers.
They've participated in a lot of events. We've seen them a number of times from the mayor's office, local churches, for Christopher 2X. That's just to name a few. You see the lovely ladies walking down as they perform with the Envy dance team. They've been involved in events in the Kentucky State University and the University of Louisville Homecoming Parade and Atlanta's Juneteenth Parade. We've got a number of Silverado Z71s and Broncos coming up, and you're going to notice they look a little different than just that normal paint job that you see if you go to the car lot. The reason why is these are vehicles that have been wrapped by Digital EFX Wraps. Digital EFX is a full-service vehicle wrap branding company that's celebrating their 20th anniversary in the graphics industry. They envision and see what is imaginable for you. They do a great job. In fact, back when we had the Weather RV, Matt Rickert and his team with Digital EFX wrapped that, and you can see the work that they do. They can turn something new even better or turn old into new, Myra.
Making them look good. Driven by craftsmanship, designed with passion, installed with precision. And now we've got the Groove crew of Greater Cincinnati here with us. They're from Bellevue, Kentucky, and they have been in this parade for about 3 years. Founded in May 2022, Groove Crew is an award-winning community-based adult dance group open to all members ages 18 and older in the Greater Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky region.
Some fine moves to a little fireball there. Looking good out on the streets, ladies. This team, again, 40 members, all ages, in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and, yep, even 70s. They say, let's groove.
Yeah, they're bold and expressive, confident. The Groove Crew members, they have fully, unapologetically adopted a Do what brings you joy motto. I like that. They believe that joy is contagious. That's so true.
What would a festival be without a frog? It wouldn't be a festival frog, that's for sure. And we've got one here today. One of the Kentucky Derby Festival's cold air inflatables, a little festival frog coming across the TV zone here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the 70th annual, believe it or not. Yes, it is the oldest Derby Festival event. It's the Zoeller Pump Company Pegasus Parade. Happy Derby Pink Out Party. The theme today, a lot of folks decked out in their pink. I see everything from the pink shirts to the pink hats and everything in between. If you're wearing pink, give a big wave today. We see and we say thank you for participating in the tradition that goes back so many decades. Folks at home watching on our live stream, this is Wave's coverage of the 70th annual Zoeller Pump Company Pegasus Parade. We're streaming this live, and then, of course, we're going to have a special 1-hour presentation of the parade coverage of all of the sort of best condensed into 1 hour, and that will take place this Friday at 8 p.m.
And Kevin, it's great to see the floats coming through, the inflatables. There's going to be about 10 inflatable balloon characters, 8 floats, equestrian units, marching bands, and 40 specialty units. This year we have 16 new groups. Most of those are dance groups that are going to be coming through as well. So we've had the mayor come through. We've had the emergency responders come through, marching bands, the U of L marching bands. So it's been a great, so far, just a few minutes into the parade.
Well, and Myra, when you think back to the very beginning of this, back in the 1950s, as it got underway, this always happened just before that first Saturday in May, sort of as the kickoff. Over the years, it's grown into so much more with Thunder, and this really starts another week full of Derby Festival events. We've got the great bed races coming up on Monday. That's going to be followed by a big steamboat race on Wednesday, and then, of course, all of this leads up to the big Kentucky Derby, which is in its 151st year. That'll run at Churchill Downs on Saturday with the Oaks on Friday. And, of course, as your Derby station, you'll be able to catch all of the action, not just the horse races, but all of the festival events right here on Wave.
And, Kevin, for a lot of folks, this is their Derby. This is where they come out and celebrate with their friends and their family to kick off the Derby week activities. So this is a tradition for so many folks to come out here and be a part of this parade along Broadway and enjoy the great weather that we're having. Couldn't have asked for better weather.
Well, and there's no one that knows that better than these folks that have to get dressed up and march up and down Broadway, and that includes the marching bands. You know, sometimes we've had parade days where it has just been hot, it has been rainy, and regardless of what the weather holds, they still put a smile on their face and do their performance to the very best. So today, they are enjoying the sunshine and very pleasant temperatures in the upper 60s. I hear the great sounds of the Simmons College of Kentucky Revolutionary Sound of the South. That is the marching band, and they've been participating for the past 5 years. There are 65 participants. It is the #1 HBCU marching band in the state of Kentucky.
And they recently performed in New Orleans 2025 Mardi Gras Parade representing high standards, Simmons College, and the West End community of Louisville through music and high standards of education.
Simmons College of Kentucky Revolutionary Sound of the South, the marching band. Again, the #1 historically black colleges and universities marching band in the state of Kentucky. They sound great. They've got a lot of energy, and they are just getting started as they have a trek down Broadway. Sounding good.
Sound fantastic. All right, Derby City Dragons are here with us. This is Louisville's first dragon boat racing team that was founded in 2023, and the team consists of more than 45 breast cancer survivors, and their vision is to make a difference in the fight against breast cancer through dragon boat racing and their involvement in community activities.
You know, and what an appropriate color for today. It's a color they know so well, but probably wish that none of us had to don. And that is the color of pink, representing breast cancer, but also representing that we're not forgetting you guys. We know your fight, and we appreciate you all walking in the parade today to show everyone at home, especially those suffering from breast cancer, that you're not alone. We have our first equestrian group coming in.
Yes, we do. The Daniel Boone Distance Riders, American Endurance Horses. They are from Kentucky, Ohio, Indiana, Tennessee, and Illinois. They've been a part of the parade for the past 2 years. They've got 15 equestrians plus 8 walkers, so 23 folks total. And the Daniel Boone Distance Riders, they are an equine endurance riding club that puts an endurance riders in the Kentucky and Indiana area. They're also horse trail advocates, and they help in maintaining trails for equine use.
You know, this is another one of those groups that span the ages, from the youngest junior riders to the seniors who have plenty of time to travel far and wide. They do have riders from across U.S. and Canada, and they have many things in common. A love of their equines, a desire to ride on scenic trails, and at least a little bit of competitive spirit, riding up to 100 miles in one day. That's no short trip on the back of a horse, Myra.
No, it's not. And, you know, a hard job for folks to be out in the parade is the folks that are the
pooper scoopers.
The pooper scoopers.
There they are.
Them. Thank you. All right, here we go. We have the Derby City All-Stars coming up here, and this is exciting. This is their first year in the parade. They've got about 12 folks who are taking part in their group.
You know, they're a nonprofit dance team founded just last year in 2024. Coach Ron Lead. They have over 10 events during their first year, and they performed in the 2024 World Fest Parade and several others. They're going to be headed to Chicago at the end of May for competition, and then Atlanta in June for the Juneteenth Parade. A big welcome to their first time in the Pegasus Parade to the Derby City All-Stars. And I'll tell you, all of these dance teams, they make me not only want to get out there and dance, and you know I have no rhythm,
yes,
but I feel like I would, you know, maybe drop a few pounds. It's not an easy thing to keep up with the stamina that they all seem to have.
No, and you know if I was out there, Kevin, I would be dancing along with them.
We've seen that before.
Yes.
Yes. Hey, it's another one of our great sponsors to the Pegasus Parade. We appreciate Meyer for being here once again. Since at least 2017, they've been in the parade, and they always come with their antique truck. This is a 1936 Chevy Stake Rack antique truck. It's a replica used by Hendrick and Fred Meyer to transport groceries to their first store in Greenville, Michigan.
And Meyer is a family-owned retailer committed to enriching lives in the communities that they serve throughout Michigan, Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, Kentucky, and Wisconsin. And as they grow, they follow a simple philosophy established by their founder. Take care of your customers, team members, and the community, and all of them will take care of you just like family.
That is so true. We want to say a big thanks to the Meyer Company for coming back and gracing their presence here at the Derby Festival Pegasus Parade.
And coming up behind them is the River City Drum Corps Spirit of the Drum Line, aka SOD Squad. They have been in the parade for more than 15 years here from Louisville. About 20 people are made up of this group, and SOD Squad members, they range from 8 years old to 18 years of age. and the SOD Squad alumni, they have earned music scholarships at a number of HBCUs across the country for thousands of dollars.
It's always a treat to see the folks from the River City Drum Corps. Let's take a listen and see what they have. Drum Corps uses drums as a vehicle to connect students to leadership development. Drummers use music, culture, and education to connect with the community as they grow into leaders of tomorrow. The SOD Squad connects students to the rich culture of HBCU's style drumline culture, providing opportunities to use their talents to ensure access to higher education.
Yeah, they'll get you moving. Now we've got the Jefferson County Traditional Middle School Lady Centurion Steppers coming through, and they have been in the parade for about 4 years. They represent their school in multiple community activities throughout the year, parades and festivals and school events. They excel not only in step and dance as well, they also value education and take pride in their academics. They are diverse, multifaceted, and are here to show their talents.
You know, they pride themselves in their sisterhood and the bond that they have. They believe in using their hands, feet, and voices to create and tell stories, something that they're doing right here along Broadway as they make their trek down. We're happy to have them back for the 3rd year in a row.
And they're also an all African-American girl step dance team. They are from Jefferson County Traditional Middle School, and they are fantastic. I like their moves.
We've got our second equestrian group coming up. This is Kentucky Hard Riders out of Vine Grove, Kentucky. You're going to see 25 to 30 participants here. It's a therapeutic riding club that believes that the powerful connection between people and horses can be transformational. Through horsemanship, they develop character, learn ethics and responsibility, grow physically and emotionally, and discover themselves. It's their own lives that they improve, along with improving the lives of others and their horses. There are 80% military veterans who focus on people and horses that are poorly served, and they're committed to people who are facing challenges, mostly to families struggling with unique demands in military life.
And they strive to serve members in need of support, and they know all the people have the potential to become healthy, active, and productive citizens, and their horses help get through to those who are otherwise hard to reach.
It's always beautiful seeing the equestrian units. They take such amazing care of the equine that they're on and the horses. You can just see how well they're cared for, how beautifully behaved they are.
Yes.
This is clearly not the first parade that they've ever been in. It may be the first, in fact, they've been coming to this parade for 9 years, but it's always a treat to have them back and to see just how amazing that the riders and the animals work as they make their way down the street.
Yes, and do you see how cute the horses are dressed up? The folks are dressed up on the horses. I love all their outfits. They definitely took the pink to another level.
And painted the hooves pink in some cases, I see.
That's fancy.
You got the leg wraps also in pink, looking good, along with many of the riders with their pink vests on there. So again, that is the Kentucky Hard Riders from Vine Grove, just down the street in beautiful Hardin County. One of the most colorful of today's entries may be coming down Broadway just behind this equine exhibit, and it is their first time participating in the Pegasus Parade. They not only have a group of dancers, but they also have the float this year.
And they are the Folklorico Artie Mix, and they are coming down here. They were founded in June 1st of last year, and they're making their first Pegasus Parade appearance, as Kevin had mentioned. And they are here with a giant, as well, the Pifarata, I believe, that is coming through. And it's beautifully adorned with dancers dressed in traditional custom-made Mexican attire, surrounded by colorful fiesta decor and the fun, upbeat sounds of Mexican music. This float depicts the Mexican and Latino members of their community and also their valuable contribution.
They're on the way down. We had just a little bit of a holdup. We'll ask folks, including the photographers, not to hold up the parade. Let's keep it moving. We are streaming this, and we want to make sure we are able to get them all on. The ballet Folklorico Artemex, as Myra has been pointing out, is now making their way right in front of our cameras.
And their beautiful, colorful costumes are just absolutely stunning here, bringing a lot of color to the parade. And this is a all-inclusive academy that's transcending borders and divisions by connecting the community through traditional folklorico dance lessons and shows in which they aim to inspire and educate and preserve culture, all while providing an outlet for children and their families.
And you got a lot of young children on the float. It's great to see everybody and the beautiful costumes that they wear. And of course, most importantly, the meaning behind the dances that they are performing here today. A big hello and welcome to your first Pegasus parade. We mentioned some of our sponsors. We cannot leave out UPS. Caleb Allen is coming down the route. Caleb serves as UPS's Louisville's hub, contributing to the company's logistic operations. Recognized as a super UPSer, Caleb opened his home to support immigrant children and families in Louisville, demonstrating his commitment to community service. Thank you, Caleb Allen, and thank you to UPS.
And now we've got the UPS Jobs Kentucky coming up here from our hometown's shipping hero, UPS. And every year, UPSers, they are out here excited to be a part of their incredible experience. And with over 26,000 UPS employees in the Kentuckiana area, there are a lot of folks. Get excited when you see the big brown truck coming up, pulling up to your house, right?
What can Brown do for you?
Exactly. UPS recruiting team works hard to make folks aware of the rewarding career opportunities available at UPS. Not only does UPS deliver millions of packages every day around the world, UPS delivers amazing education programs as well.
Are you ready for this? All the way from Wexford, Pennsylvania, it's the North Allegheny Tiger Marching Band. They feature students in grades 9 through 12. They performed in the City of Pittsburgh Veterans Day Parade, the New York City St. Patrick's Day Parade, and the Magic Kingdom Parade. Ladies and gentlemen, the North Allegheny Tiger Marching Band. Let's give them a listen. You've just been listening to the North Allegheny Tiger Marching Band, made up of 141 participants from Wexford, Pennsylvania. They sounded great.
They sound really good. They've been a part of our parade for the past 3 years. 141 students. A big thank you for them for coming all the way back down here to Louisville.
One thing that makes Louisville so beautiful, in addition to the Derby Festival, of course, happens to be year-round. The Louisville Parks and Recreation team, they keep all of the awesome parks that we have here, part of the Olmsted collection. What a jewel that we have. They keep them up, and like in years past, the Parks and Recreation float that you see coming down has been designed and built entirely in-house by members of the recreation team. They've participated for more than 10 years. And their mission, of course, is to connect people to places and opportunities that support and grow a sustainable community. Louisville Parks and Recreation, a nationally accredited parks and rec department, manages more than 120 parks, 6 parkways, the Jefferson Memorial Forest, the Mary T. Maher Aquatic Center, yes, and 14 community centers located throughout Louisville.
And for more information on the department, including their programs and job volunteer opportunities, just visit their website, bestparksever.com. And we love our parks here. I love their float.
They are beautiful, and so is the float. You're right. We saw the artist making some of those horses as it was all done in-house.
All right, coming up here, we have the Miss Rodeo Kentucky. They strive to provide once-in-a-lifetime opportunities for the young women who participate in and represent the organization throughout the year at professional rodeos, philanthropic, and youth development events across the nation. Miss Rodeo Kentucky is a state-level organization under Miss Rodeo America, and their mission of the organization is to select one young woman each division to serve as an official ambassador who's going to promote the Professional Rodeo Cowboys Association and their agricultural industry, the Western Way of Life, and the Commonwealth of Kentucky at their annual Miss Rodeo America pageant.
And there we have Passport. You see, it's Passport by Molina Healthcare, driven by a mission that believes every person, every family, and every community deserves access to high-quality healthcare, regardless of their situation. Their mission is to deliver effective, reliable, and affordable healthcare to those who need it most. They strive to meet the needs of each member and strengthen the communities that they serve by removing barriers to access healthcare.
And GE Appliances and Water Steps Water Relief Disasters Response Unit, sponsored by GE Appliances, is coming up here. This is their first time being a part of the parade. They've got about 10 folks who are part of their organization coming through right here. And for 30 years, GE Appliances and Water Step, they both based here in Louisville. They partnered to address a global safe water crisis. We've featured them so many times on our newscasts, leveraging the talent and the skill of GE Appliances, their engineers, their water filtration expertise, and Water Steps International Network and expertise in safe water solutions. And their partnership represents a unified effort to make a lasting global impact.
And you know, it's no stranger that we've had to have their assistance even here at home with natural disasters like flooding, tornadoes, and more. But whether it's local or afar, you can bet that GE Appliances and Water Steps Water Relief Disaster Response Unit will be deployed to help others. Ladies and gentlemen, would you help us give a big welcome to KDF Board Chairman Al Cornish? Al was elected chair of the 2025 Kentucky Derby Festival, having served on its board since 2014. He's also the chief operating officer at Closing the Gap Consulting, LLC. Previously held the position of chief learning officer at Norton Healthcare, and he enjoys attending the Kentucky Derby Festival events with his wife, Yvonne, who's with him today. We say a big hello and congratulations on what's been a very successful Pegasus parade so far, Al. It's great to see you.
And we have Mix 1069 with us. They have been a part of this parade for 15 years. And also, they have the best variety hits in Louisville. Mix 1069 plays the best variety hits. Murphy, Sam, and Jody in the mornings. Jordan Rivers live in the afternoons from 3 to 7 p.m. And they are Louisville's official Christmas music station every Christmas.
Here comes a large and always large group, the Damascus Temple, number 58, Prince Hall Shriners. I saw Walter Smith just a few minutes ago asking about Dawn, and some folks may be asking and wondering because Dawn has hosted the parade for many years. She is at home recovering from hip surgery, so we say hello to Dawn if she's listening and sending her good wishes. This unit always makes me think of her because her dad is normally riding in this. The Damascus Temple 58 is a tax-exempt 501c3 foundation that was established in 2009. It has a philanthropic arm of the ancient Egyptian Arabic Order of Nobles Mystic Shrine to assist those in underserved communities by being a helping hand to the communities. They serve the Louisville community for over 100 years. They're located in the historic Parkland neighborhood at 28th and Dumasnil, and they've been there since 1962.
And the Shrine Temple is led by their illustrious Stephen L. Reed and his Divan nobles and daughters of the Oasis of Louisville, ancient Egyptian and Arabic order nobles, Mystic Shrine as well.
We'd be remiss if we didn't recognize not only the folks in the parade, but how about the fine rides that are shining unbelievably well out here in the sunshine on this Sunday afternoon? They have them all looking good, sounding good, and doing good.
It's a good day to have a convertible.
It is perfect, yes. And so many of these are collector cars, too. Beautiful. They do a tremendous amount of work when you think of folks that step in to help, that need that sort of outreached arm. They are always there with a outstretched arm of their own, helping to pick up and help, and have done so for more than a century now right here in Louisville.
And for the past 12 years, they've always had a big presence here in the parade with about 55 to 65 folks riding through. So it's always great to see them as well.
You know, it's a mix of new and old when we think about people who have been in the parade and people who are currently in the parade. As you mentioned, the Damascus Temple, been in it for more than a decade. Well, this next group you're about to see, they are participating for their very first time. It is the Green Hill Therapy, dedicated to helping children reach their full potential. Their children come to play and they leave with the ability of confidence to do so much more. They use hippotherapy and aquatherapy to enhance outpatient occupational, physical, and speech therapy services. Their licensed therapists use equine movement in addition to other therapy tools to address each child's unique sensory, physical, cognitive, and behavioral needs.
And Green Hill Therapy is Louisville's premier center using horses to enhance therapy success, helping children take their first steps, speak their first words, and gain confidence in a fun, nurturing environment.
Well, there's one thing about the Kentucky Derby that everyone will recognize, especially when it hits the winner's circle, and that is the garland of roses. And this is Allison Goucher, Kroger's lead creator for that garland of roses. We welcome Allison, who has for a long time been involved in creating that beautiful garland.
She's been doing this for over 15 years, so she knows what she's doing. Allison says her favorite part of making the garland of roses is being such an integral part of the creation of the most iconic and one-of-a-kind trophy in the world. Now, in her spare time, Allison enjoys sewing, playing pickleball, very popular right now, volunteering, and serving on the Kentucky Derby Festival Board of Directors. Allison, thank you for all that you do.
And, you know, the sewing part comes in handy because they actually sew each of those vials that hold each of those roses into that garland. And, of course, it's on a silk backing.
We have the Park Duval Community Health Center coming in now from Louisville. The Park Duval Community Health Centers is a nonprofit healthcare provider committed to delivering high-quality, affordable care to underserved communities throughout Kentucky with 7 locations. They're excited to announce the grand opening of their immediate care center this May, expanding access to same-day walk-in medical services for families and individuals in need of urgent care. Very important for our community. And next month, they're going to be breaking ground on a new farmers market, a community-driven project focused on increasing access to fresh, affordable produce and promoting healthier lifestyles in West Louisville.
Corsair Shriners and Corsair for Kids, very recognizable names. The Corsair Shrine is a fraternal organization that's dedicated to support of children in need. Corsair Shrine's legacy of love and compassion for children is evidenced by its support of Corsair for Kids and the Shriners Children's Hospitals. Corsair for Kids grants have impacted more than 200,000 children across all of Kentucky counties and southern Indiana. That's just last year alone. Those efforts are an extension of the Corsair Shriners' legacy of love and compassion that they know and do so well. The Corsair for Kids is celebrating 100 years as the region's most comprehensive children's charity. It assists those in need with health care, medical equipment, research, education, social services, and child advocacy. They support over 20 hospitals that are dedicated for children of special needs. And as we pointed out, celebrating 100 years, that's no small task, and they've been helping children all along the way live life to the fullest and is working to spread more joy, hope, and care for their second century of service.
And today, the Shriners Children's offer care for a range of orthopedic issues as well as care from burn injuries, spinal cord, and other injuries, among others. And we, of course, know them for their iconic hats.
And, of course, their buggies that they always zoom around on Broadway with. We appreciate the Shriners and the work that they do.
And they have been a part of the Pegasus Parade since it started. For the past 70 years, Kevin, they've been a part of this tradition.
And on a beautiful parade day for the Zoeller Pump Company Pegasus Parade, I know they wouldn't want to be anywhere else. And you can see one of their director's staff going by with the big bell on the front of the old Jeep there. And that'll be followed by one of their organs, and then they have a number of riders that come into the float. You're talking about an army. When you think of the Corsair Shriners and the Corsair for Kids, when something needs to get done and there's a problem, they're stepping in to help. You can bet.
For sure. Just looking at the numbers, 200,000 children that they have helped all across Kentucky counties and southern Indiana last year. So their work is much appreciated by folks in the community when they're going through a really tough time.
And again, they'll probably be one of the largest units in our parade. There are hundreds of them that come out to support the Derby Festival. This will not be the only event for the Kentucky Derby Festival that you see them at. Of course, we had the buggies. We had some of their floats. The beautiful Corvettes are coming up next. And again, filled with the Shriners and the love and the compassion that they serve our community with so often, especially for the children. And you'll see them at a number of events, not only there to offer support, but always helping out and sometimes collecting so that they can help out elsewhere.
And they've been celebrating 100 years of helping children in our communities. So that is a long time to be giving back to folks who are in a tough, difficult time dealing with medical issues. So we truly appreciate all that they have given to folks in our community.
And this will be their final entrance that you see moving through. They call this one the Corsair Temporal Hillbillies. It's a nice covered wagon. There you see it. I like the bib overalls. And, of course, the iconic bell that they have ringing as they pass by.
All right. Well, this is a dangerous thing to do, but they make it look so easy, roller skating down Broadway. This is the Louisville Roller Derby that is coming up. They have been a part of the parade since 2010. Give or take, just missing a couple of events, but they are a busy group of folks. And this is their first and only women's flat track roller derby league. They are a diverse league coming together from Louisville, southern Indiana, and beyond to pursue excellence through competition and athleticism. And they work together passionately to promote roller derby and foster the spirit of the sport while providing marketable sports entertainment for the greater Louisville metro area.
Are you a roller skater?
No, it's funny. My daughter was just at Champs yesterday. I tried, and it did not go well. I cannot roller skate to save my life.
Ice skate?
No.
No skating?
No skating.
All right. No skating for Myra.
No. You?
No. Yeah, I do good to walk, Myra, so here I am. No roller skates. Ladies and gentlemen, coming up is Dr. Marty Polio, the superintendent of Jefferson County Public Schools, and his wife, Jessica Polio, who's on the festival staff. We want to say hello to both of them. Dr. Polio's dedicated over 25 years of service to JCPS, leading with a focus on equity and innovation. And under his leadership, the district has seen significant advancements in student achievement and community engagement. And his wife, Jessica, a seasoned professional in sponsorship sales at the Kentucky Derby Festival, contributing to the major success of the events that they put on across our region. Together, they represent a dynamic duo committed to education and community. We want to say thank you to the Polios as they join us celebrating the Zoeller Pump Company Pegasus Parade this year.
Well, we know diversity and culture make Louisville shine, and that's what Mexico Lindo has to offer for us today from Louisville. 9 years with the Citizens Police Academy, and this is their 4th year as Mexico Lindo. And they have about 30 folks in today's unit that's coming through. And Mexico Lindo is a Mexican folkloric dance group. Mexico Lindo has been a powerful force in promoting unity and togetherness in the community. The group's mission is to share the love and the passion for Mexican culture with the community and to promote understanding and appreciation for this rich cultural heritage. Look at their beautiful, colorful.
So colorful.
costumes. Love it.
They, you think about it, you think, gosh, have we seen them before? Yes, we've seen them in the parade a number of years, but we have also seen them in Louisville because they've been around for the past 15 years, and it's formed by children, teenagers, and adults. And you can tell they love what they do. They get out there and dance, show off their beautiful wear, and you can tell they're having a good time.
And I love their motto, diversity is what makes Louisville shine.
Well, diversity is important. We know that. And up next is the Heritage of India Foundation. This is going to be a vibrant explosion of color. It's the Holi Festival float celebrating the joyful festival of colors from India. That's right. It's a time of unity, love, and triumph of good over evil. People throw brightly colored powders, dance, and share festive treats. And that's what you're going to notice as the crew marches through.
And look at those stunning dancers, Kevin. It's traditional attire, flowing saris and kurtas, tossing clouds of pink, blue, and yellow powder into the air. I love the traditional Indian clothing. It is just so colorful, so intricate, so detailed, and full of life for sure.
Well, it's an incredible way to share the tradition with the world as they come out and show us a little bit of their culture and their history. We appreciate them as they continue to inspire diversity and celebrate unity from the Heritage of India Foundation.
We've got the U.S. Coast Guard Auxiliary coming up.
But before we get to those folks, we've got representation from the United States Marines. We appreciate those folks for their service, and we say thank you. This is also coming behind them will be McDonald's of Greater Louisville. And you can be able to say hello to your favorite McDonald's crew. Grimace making an appearance at the Pegasus Parade this year, led by McDonald's owner's operator John Sauls, who owns a number of McDonald's restaurants across the Louisville area. Breakfast comes first at McDonald's. Start your day off the right way with your favorite McDonald's meal. Hello to Grimace and the crew. For folks that are watching on our stream, we've got just a little pause in the parade coming up through. We have a huge crowd gathered along the streets of Broadway, both sides, looking up and down. I know you're looking at some of the reserved seating across the way, and while those may not be full, the sidelines are packed, Myra.
Yeah, and they're packed further down as well, Kevin. So it's great to see folks coming out here. I think it's really helped in getting folks moving the parade to a Sunday to get more people out here to enjoy the parade a little more relaxed on a Sunday than it is during the work week when folks are busy with school and getting off of work.
And I think we're seeing a little larger crowd too, probably because of the thunder cancellation, because of the weather and the high water, probably because the balloons had a little difficult time with both the glow and the race. This now coming into view will be the Louisville Alumni and Undergraduate Councils of the HPHC Incorporated, the National Panhellenic Council.
So this is the Divine Nine at the University of Louisville that's going to be coming through. The National Panhellenic Council of the University of Louisville is comprised of all Divine Nine historically Black national Greek letter sororities and fraternities. And as of spring 2022, Gamma Phi Omega International Sorority Incorporated is their newest organization and their associate members of NPHC.
You'll notice those beautiful vintage convertibles as well. A lot of the organization's presidents are riding in those, and each dressed in the organization's colors, as you can see. So many folks representing the different councils and sororities. The National Panhellenic Council being well represented here from the Louisville Alumni and Undergraduates.
I got to give my husband a shout out because he's a Kappa, and the Kappas are rolling through right now.
There you have it. And again, I just love the enthusiasm they all have as they make their way through the parade, participating for the last 3 years. There's more than 50 participants, I can tell by counting. And again, a lot of the presidents riding in those beautiful vintage convertibles.
And each sorority and fraternity, of course, is wearing their colors. We've got the blue and the white coming through as well right now.
from the vantage point that I have, I can't read all of the letters, the Greek letters. I can't see all of the, I know you pointed out your husband's.
My husband's Kappas, the AKAs were up there earlier as well. So we've got AKAs in our newsroom as well. So big shout out to them.
Yeah, a lot of folks well represented, and boy, they came out in droves to support, and that's great to see. We'll welcome them again to the Derby Festival.
So we have the Highlands Varsity Marching Band coming up next. This is a curricular marching band program for Highlands High School in Natrona Heights, Pennsylvania. And the band is performing 2 songs from their hits of Motown Halftime Show, Dancing in the Street, and Ain't No Mountain High Enough, along with the school's tradition fight song, Go Highlands.
You know, they have been everywhere. We'll list a number of these places where they performed, but let's listen in as they walk past us.
They're very grateful for the opportunity to perform here this year in Louisville. They're proud to add this as their first and hopefully many more appearances at the Pegasus Parade for the Kentucky Derby Festival. They're hoping to be accepted to the National Cherry Blossom Parade in Washington, D.C. for 2026. Best of luck on that.
Oh, listen, when you see where they've past performed, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, the Country Music Hall of Fame, the Azalea Classic Parade, Canada's Wonderland Showcase of Music, the Smoky Mountain, the list goes on. They have quite a pedigree of where they've been and where they'll go in the future. A big thank you to the Highlands Varsity Marching Band for coming to our city all the way from Pennsylvania. Up next, you'll find Kim Perry riding down the parade route in a beautiful Corvette. Kim is the KDF 2025 official poster artist. She was selected as the official artist of the 2025 Kentucky Derby Festival poster for her painting titled A Season of Love, which showcased Derby traditions like Thunder over Louisville and the Great Balloon Race. She's a self-taught artist. She draws inspiration from Kentucky's landscapes, the bourbon culture, and the horse racing heritage.
And Perry engages with the Louisville community by hosting trunk shows and live painting events, allowing the public to experience her creative process firsthand.
Can you? I'm not talented enough to be a self-taught artist. I think that's amazing.
That is amazing, and her work is just absolutely beautiful. We've got the Kentuckiana Pride Foundation now rolling through. The Kentuckiana Pride Foundation's mission is to promote social, economic, and healthy equity of Kentuckians' sexual and gender minorities. They advocate pride, celebrate achievements, and educate leaders. The festival date for them is coming up June 21st, 2025, with the parade starting at noon. Great to see them a part of our parade. This is their 25th anniversary, Kevin.
And they recognize that well on their float there, the Kentuckiana Pride Festival 25th anniversary. We say thank you to the Pride Foundation. Just for Kids Critical Care Transport Team for their first year includes registered nurses, respiratory therapists, emergency medical technicians. These professionals are trained to provide specialized care for children and infants.
And we have the All-Star Cheer Academy coming through, and they are building a dynasty of great athletes, one cheerleader at a time.
They are cute, too. Look at them. They recognize that the pursuit of flawless routines and winning performances in that focus can sometimes be shifted away from the bigger picture, but they always find what's important. We want to say a big thank you to the All-Star Cheer Academy for coming out and doing a little routine right here in front of the judges. And a nice round of applause from the audience, too, gathered here.
We've got Wong's Martial Arts. They have been in Louisville since 1997. They're going to be rolling up through here, but first,
it's a Thunder Jet Inflatable. This is one of the Kentucky Derby Festival's cold air inflatables. And you can see it strapped down to the bed of the truck there. So just a little nod to what we would have seen had we had the air show.
We missed it for sure, but great to see so many folks out here celebrating right now and coming down, doing karate and martial arts down Broadway. That is not easy. That's what Wong's Martial Arts has been doing, as we said, since 1997. They have been a part of the parade for the past 14 years, about 40 folks out here today. And this is made up of a diverse mix of Wong's martial arts students ranging from age 7 to 65. That's impressive. They've been practicing for weeks to be able to perform these routines in sync with enthusiasm and power. Look at that. Look at that high kick.
Look how high, right? Wong's is led by Grandmaster Zhang Wong, who won the silver medal in the 1984 Olympics in Los Angeles, and that was in judo. In 2019, Wong's Martial Arts started the Wong Legacy Foundation, which has donated over $1 million to various international charities.
And they've got nunchucks and fans and bamboo swords. Their kicking targets are the same ones that are used during classes on the mats. Martial arts is a great way to build confidence, instill discipline, and get in a good workout. I feel like we need to join them.
I do too. I could use all three of that, really. Yeah, a little confidence, discipline, and obviously the workout.
Yep.
All right, we've got Barrett Traditional Middle School and their step team, one of the 16 new entrants into the parade this year. Barrett Traditional Middle School is proud to bring energy and excitement to the parade with a dynamic display of stepping and cheer, riding aboard a decorated truck featuring the Barrett TMS logo. Team members will be waving to the crowd while a spirited group of steppers and cheerleaders perform alongside. They're performing with upbeat, family-friendly music, setting the tone. The group showcasing dedication, skill, and confidence built through months of hard work. It's more than just entertainment. Barrett Traditional Middle School is committed to empowering young individuals through teamwork and self-expression. Keep an eye out for their high-energy moves and vibrant enthusiasm as they light up the parade route. Let's give them a watch. That's the Barrett Traditional Middle School step team. Looking good, ladies.
And I could go for a slice of this right now. Kern's Kitchen Derby Pie.
Oh.
Rebecca Rupp is rolling through here. And handcrafted for 70 years, Kern's Kitchen Derby Pie. Chocolate nut pie is a true, and it is yummy, Kentucky tradition. Rebecca is the fourth generation to carry on the family-owned brand based in J-Town. Rebecca's great-grandparents, along with their son, created the very first Derby pie dessert in 1954 at the Melrose Inn in Prospect. And to this very day, Kern's Kitchen crafts each pie one at a time according to the exact same legendary secret recipe.
Yeah, you know what makes it so special?
The love?
The love probably, but the walnuts that are in the Derby pie, they hand sort them, every one of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is a lot of hard work.
Talk about perfection and quality, right?
Derby pie was one of the first things I enjoyed when I moved to Louisville, and I was like, where has this been my whole life?
Here's the Hope Bus, by the way. The Hope Bus, an organization that works to bridge the gap between local organizations and the community by attacking hopelessness at its core in a myriad of ways. We appreciate the Hope Bus for the work that they do and for being represented in the parade this year.
All right, coming down in full force is the Central High School Marching Band coming through. Central High School's marching Yellow Jackets. They're made up of brass, woodwinds, the sci-fi drum line, the stingette, twirlettes, and honeybees. They performed in halftime for the U of L men's basketball game. Performers at the Circle City Classic Parade in Indy. Let's listen in.
A beautiful band with beautiful sounds, the Central High School Marching Band in the parade once again this year. They're going to be followed up by an organization that really needs no introduction in this great city. This is the Ford Motor Company. Ford's Kentucky truck plant continues to make investments in the community, and we're grateful for their continued partnership with the Derby Festival. The truck plant employs just over 9,000 Kentuckians, manufactures trucks and vehicles, which are shipped across the nation. And of course, you talk about the truck plant, you've got the assembly plant, you've got thousands and thousands of Ford workers spread near and far across our viewing area.
Louisville and Ford is almost synonymous, go hand in hand. So it's great to see these great Louisville vehicles rolling through Broadway today, and all the hardworking people behind them who help put them together here at our plants.
Whether it's an F-150 or one of the newer Broncos that you see, perhaps it's even made with the Lincoln tag, whether it's the Aviator or the Navigator, maybe it's the Mustang or the hybrid that you see, you'll find them all represented, including the Explorer and the Expedition, made right here at home. We appreciate them bringing out some of the fine rides that were crafted right here in the River City at one of the great Ford plants here in Louisville.
Kevin, I think we've had a great turnout for the parade this year, considering, just how it was kind of a sad situation not having thunder. So I think a lot of folks really want to come out and get into the Derby spirit by celebrating the parade today.
Well, we saw that with a number of the Derby Festival events. You're right about thunder being canceled. We had a great crowd at the balloon race last night, which was, a little delayed again because of the weather, but it happened, and it happened in front of hundreds of people. So folks are getting out. It is the Derby time. It is the Derby city. It is the Derby spirit, and folks are ready to celebrate. And here we are on a beautiful Sunday afternoon. Where else would we want to be than right here along Broadway, cheering on all of those entrants in the parade and cheering on the Derby Festival.
Well, Kevin, look at this. Alex the astronaut is here. Alex the astronaut is one of the Kentucky Derby Festival's newest cold air inflatables. So great to have them for the first time as well in the parade.
Always kind of a fun to see which of those cold air inflatables the Derby Festival will sort of tap into action to come to the parade. And I enjoy seeing the new ones year after year. They always seem to be something a little new and unique.
Sometimes I think your therapist turns into your hairstylist, your barber, right? You sit in that chair and you tend to vent. And
your nail technician.
My nail technician as well. So Thoughts Out Loud, Mental Health and Violence Prevention Barbershop. Love the work that you all do. Thank you. So they built a float that reflects how some of the most important conversations around mental health can start in the barber's chair. So true. Jay Alexander is the founder of the organization and Divine Cuts Barber. So thank you for helping folks in our community and providing a resource for folks to have someone to talk to.
Yeah, and what a special place that is because they try to give children and students sort of that space where they can speak their thoughts out loud so they don't have to suffer in silence. So many people knows what that feels like.
Absolutely.
And to be able to express that. And, it's 2025, but mental health still carries a stigma, believe it or not. And it's a place in Alexander's barbershop chair where that can be wiped away. So go be able to talk. We appreciate what Alexander's organization has done. And again, it's a program at Jefferson County's W.E.B. Du Bois Academy that goes to the Louisville communities, giving kids a chance to talk about what's on their mind.
Being in a safe place, couldn't ask for a better situation. And I'm sure as the barbers are cutting theirs, they find themselves being mentors to folks in our community as well, guiding them through whatever difficult time that they're going through. So appreciate their hard work.
Life is not easy. We know that, right?
No, it's not.
Hey, it's a pink out party, and you've been invited to it today. Happy Derby. It's the Pegasus Parade, and its theme brought to us by the Zoeller Pump Company. We're right here on Broadway, traveling west from Campbell to 9th Street. It's a trek if you have to walk the parade route. So many of us are able to just sit alongside it and see the acts come to us. And that's exactly what we're doing as the Carter Traditional Elementary Step Team steps in view. Their mission's to empower young minds through rhythm and unity. They're fostering creativity, discipline, and teamwork. They're going to aim to inspire confidence and promote inclusivity and celebrate the diversity through the art of stepping. Together, they say, we step forward with passion, respect, and determination to showcase their talents and uplift the school community.
I love their confidence. I love how these kids are coming through the parade, and in several years going to say they were part of this, waving at people, dancing in front of folks, having that confidence and being proud of what they're representing, for sure.
It goes a long way if you start when you're young, too. And so many of the, in particular, dance and step teams have had those younger aged folks. And boy, to be able to build that confidence so young is so important.
Classic Rock 1077 is here. They've been a part of the parade for 15 years, and they are Louisville's Classic Rock, bringing you Classic Rock for over 30 years in the Louisville area.
There's MJ on the air waving at you. Of course, she's being driven by Chris Morris there. They've been on the air in Louisville for over 30 years. It's the Classic Rock station right there at Classic Rock 1077.
It's exciting to see the faces behind the voices, right, that you hear on the radio. So great to have all of our radio folks here in the parade as well.
How about a hamburger?
Ooh, always.
Well,
You don't have to tell me.
There's only one best burger, and that comes from winning the 2025 Kentucky Derby Festival Derby Burger Challenge. Ira Melman is riding along right here, clinching that Derby Burger Championship with his inventive Kentucky Fiesta Cheeseburger. After 3 consecutive years of entering the challenge, he finally won it. Persistence paid off in the 13th annual competition. Is inspired by his 18-year-old daughter, Rainiya, who shares the passion for cooking in the house.
And this is Ira's winning burger that features Kentucky Cattlemen's 100% ground beef, Dano's Chipotle seasoning, cheese avocado spread, yes, and 80s Acre Farm romaine blend.
Here's Fraser Elementary cheerleaders. It's a kindergarten through 5th grade elementary school, population of 423 students. It's located just down the road in South Louisville, around the corner from Churchill Downs. A wonderful place to spend the Derby season. They celebrate Derby with their own activities, including hat making, horse racing between students and staff. They're South Louisville proud, and they're honored to participate for the very first time in the festivities of the Zoeller Pump Company Pegasus Parade.
Look at them go. Justice Now with Matthew Kaufman. They have been in the parade for 4 years. They've got about 100 folks today. Justice Now's mission is to empower students to be the change as we make Louisville our classroom and our justice curriculum. Justice Now students, they are working to solve problems across Louisville. They partner with the Kentucky Derby Festival to host the Justice Fest event, where students make pitches to community stakeholders to create real change. And these students, they are our future and are now as they work to create more compassionate and just world. Thank you for all that you do, folks.
When you think of that, that is so true. The future is bright, and it's thanks in part to groups just like this who offer a little bit of hope and a little bit of guidance and education, and we appreciate what the Justice Express and Justice Now is doing right here in the city.
And Southern High School's Justice Now cohort is also coming through, and this is their first year. Southern High School's Justice Now cohort is dedicated to tackling social justice issues via creative hands-on projects which have a real impact on local, state, and national scales. The Justice Express is a retired renovated school bus that's going to serve as a venue to change the community. The dream was made possible because of the generosity of Jefferson County Public Schools and Shirley's Way.
Coming up is the KDF 2025 official milliner, JC Rohrer. JC was named the official milliner of the Kentucky Derby Festival. She founded Rohrer Couture with the understanding that a hat is a visual reminder of beauty, diversity, femininity, and expression. Her mission is to help women feel confident and empowered through her designs, reflecting her commitment to supporting and uplifting women in the community.
And her hat is beautiful. Look at it. Let's take a look as she comes through the screen over here. Her hat is beautiful. It's got a flower on it. So great to have her as a part of the parade. I'm impressed that she's keeping it on, too, with the wind.
Right? Yeah. That's always the tough part about some of those larger brimmed hats. The wind can whip it off pretty quick. We've got the Irish dance team coming up next, just behind JC.
This is the McClanahan School of Irish Dance. This is their first year in the parade. The McClanahan School's mission is to foster and promote the preservation of Irish culture through the instruction and performance of traditional Irish step dancing. And the McClanahan School has taught hundreds of children the art of Irish dancing and shares the love of dancing with the community through performances to celebrate St. Patrick's Day. Let's look at them.
This is the Pink Diamond Dolls coming up just behind the dance team. This is Get Ready to Sparkle. That's what you say every day when you walk in the newsroom.
When I see you, that's what I say.
Get ready to sparkle.
Get ready to sparkle, baby.
This is the Pink Diamond Dolls dance team. They're known for their electrifying performances, unmatched energy, and the Pink Diamond Dolls bring passion, precision, and pure entertainment to every stage. You'll notice the dynamic choreography to the show-stopping routines. The talented dancers shine bright like diamonds, leaving their audiences in awe. Whether it's halftime shows, competitions, or community events, the Pink Diamond Dolls add excitement wherever they go, as I mentioned. And they're going to work as a team to represent the heart of the community through their art of dance.
I love their pants. Look, we need that accessory to go with our outfits. Love it. All right, and coming on through is the Derby Dog. It is one of Kentucky Derby Festival's newest cold air inflatables. We've seen a number of new cold air inflatables roll through the parade, and it's great to see that.
Well, and you know, the great thing about these is they can be taken to different of all the different events that they have, and it makes it nice. We've got the president and CEO of the Kentucky Derby Museum coming in behind Derby Dog. This is Pat Armstrong. And again, Pat has been around this great city for a long, long time, does a lot of good, did so with the Kentucky Derby Museum currently. And before that, he was with the Derby Festival for more than 20 years. Pat's favorite Derby Festival event, by the way, is the Great Balloon Race, which finally took off last night just after 6:30. In his spare time, he enjoys spending time at the lake, sampling Kentucky bourbon, and spending time with his wife and 2 daughters.
And here we have Ken Clay, hometown hero. Ken served as the first vice president of diversity programming at the Kentucky Center for the Performing Arts from 1983 to 2004. And Ken established the Corner of Jazz, Legacies Unlimited, and Renaissance Development Corporation, which fosters opportunities for African-American artists.
Or you're going to see the beautiful dance and steps of the Soul Jets Dance Company coming in. They've been part of the parade for more than 7 years. There's more than about 40 of them out on the street today. The company's been in operation for 28 years. They specialize in majorette, hip-hop, technique, dance styles. Founded in 1996, it consisted of only 6 members at that time, and now they've grown to more than 120. Keisha Walker's an original founding member. She's directed the team for more than 20 years, traveling across the states, winning numerous of first-place titles. All the dancers you see tonight range from age 6 to 18. And here they are, showcasing their talent in front of you during this year's Zoeller Pump Company Pegasus Parade.
I love their energy. As Kevin said, these girls are ages 6 to 18 years old. They are shaking it down Broadway, looking pretty good for us.
And they have so much coordination, which is something
I know
that
you're
I
very
marvel
much.
at. You know, I'm like, it is amazing to me to watch. You know, in all years past, we've had our backs to the parade because we would be, you know, on television broadcasting it, but with the stream, we're just keeping the camera on all of the action, and I finally get to turn the chair around where I can really see a much wider view, and Holy moly, the intensity that these step and dance teams have and the coordination and ability that they have has been impressive.
And it's one thing to dance in place, sort of, but when you're walking and dancing and you're constantly moving and following a number of people on your team, it is really hard. It requires a lot of coordination.
We have the Twirling Consortium here as well. Speaking of talent and coordination, they have representatives from Kentucky, Ohio, Indiana, Tennessee, Michigan, Nebraska, and Colorado. They promote baton twirling in the state of Kentucky by working with coaches to help build their teams and their student base to bring competitions to the state and increase the overall awareness of baton twirling as a sport and an art right here in the Bluegrass.
In marching today, they have the twirlers from the novice level to the advanced level, and they are committed to promoting the benefits of the artistic sport of baton twirling.
And watch how high. I mean, they make that look so easy and effortless, and boom, it goes up, comes down. Does it hit the ground? No.
No. And does it hit somebody else?
No. Would it if I did it?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, we have our friends and media partners from Alpha Media. Of course, you'll recognize some of these folks, and you'll certainly recognize their call letters and the numbers of the dial. 99.7 DJX, B96.5, Magic 101.3, 102.3 The Rose, and 105.1. Alpha Media's local group of radio stations serving the Louisville area for more than 30 years with music, entertainment, community service, local and engaging personalities. They're riding down Broadway, jamming to some of their favorite tunes, playing hit music.
There's Ben and Kelly!
Oh, look at, maybe I should look up and I would see people I know. There's Kelly Kay and Ben Davis from 99.7. Of course, you can hear our forecast from the Wave Storm tracking team on all of these stations. Hello, everybody.
I just interviewed her for an effort that she does to help bring prom dresses to young girls in our community. They do so much outreach that really we couldn't be doing a lot of the things that we do in our community without them.
Well, and you know, it's one thing to work. It's another thing to volunteer and do things that really make a difference and help. And that's what it takes. It's something all of us should do. And we're grateful for those that do it.
And, you know, I have to tell you, my kids are probably Ben and Kelly's biggest fans. We get in the car, and that's the first thing they say, Mom, put on Ben and Kelly, put on Ben and Kelly. They live for it in the morning.
And just a quick fun fact while we have a little bit of downtime here in the parade. You know, they followed the baton twirlers. Now, at Purdue, they have what they call the Purduettes, and they are essentially baton twirlers, and there's only a select few of them. But Kelly went to Purdue, and she was a Purduette. So she was right at home being behind those baton twirlers. She should
have grabbed a baton and twirled and showed us her talent.
That's right. We'll see if it wore off or if she still has it.
I'm really happy to see all these folks, Kevin, out here enjoying the parade. It's just something that brings folks together, puts you in the Derby spirit, doesn't
Well, what
it?
a treasure we have. You know, it's one thing to have the Kentucky Derby, the greatest race in horse racing, and it's a whole nother thing to build something around that the community can take part in and celebrate, and that is the Derby Festival. And that's what they do for all of their events, whether that's the $1 Million Hole-in-One or whether that is the bed races that you'll see tomorrow night out at Broadbent Arena. And it's certainly with the parade because it was the very first. This precedes anything else that the Derby Festival has done, and it really is an icon of the city.
And for a lot of folks, they can't make it out to Oaks and Derby. This is their Derby. This is their way of celebrating their tradition here in our community. So it's great to see the parade continue on for so many years. We've got stepping in memory of Malone. And they are stepping in memory of Malone. This is their first year. They are coaches, Coach K, Coach V, and Coach Ante. And this step team is a group of steppers from different teams stepping in unity to honor Chris Malone, an influential coach in the step and dance community who passed away because of cancer this past year.
Represented by a nice large crowd of the steppers out here stepping in memory of Malone.
This is their first year to be a part of the parade. They're doing good moving down the parade route.
And Chris wasn't kidding when he said, here we go. Coach K, Coach V, Coach Onte, stepping in honor of Chris Malone.
So do you know what it's like to get the golden ticket?
I would like to know what it's like.
Well, Aaron Rassinen has the wonderful privilege of being the Kentucky Derby Festival golden ticket winner. Aaron is a golden ticket winner for this year. She won the Kentucky Derby Festival experience valued at over, get this, $10,000. That includes VIP tickets to the 151st Kentucky Oaks and Derby, a hot air balloon ride, that sounds like fun, and an exclusive ticket to all the KDF events season long.
Sounds like a awesome prize to win.
Yes, and her favorite Derby Festival event is the $1 million hole-in-one event that you were just talking about.
We have the Black Boy Joy Club coming in for their first time. This is a program created by music artist and Coach Cortez Hampton. Is a mentor of the program for the Black boys in the community that strive to teach them life skills, guide them with their mental health. The program meets once a month at various business and companies to highlight different career paths and success models. Some months include teaching sessions at local libraries and churches. The club's only been around for 1 year, since 2024.
It seems like this year we're embracing the organizations that want to help folks with their mental health here in our community, which is great to see that.
Well, and it's nice to just bring awareness to it that it can happen, and it should not be something that is shunned or put in the closet or whatever, that it's recognized and there is help. And, you know, we're in this world together and we can all make it a better place if we're walking hand in hand and being willing to lift up those who are down.
And embracing one another for sure. The Diamond Dogs Louisville Male High School step team is rolling through right now. This is their first year at the Pegasus Parade. Louisville Male High School proudly presents their step team, the Diamond Dogs. They're going to be performing at school functions like pep rallies, basketball games, and assemblies. Their goal is to build a community and share their passion for stepping with their school, their city, and younger generations of future Bulldogs. They're excited and honored to have the opportunity to participate in this year's Pegasus Parade and be a part of this Louisville tradition.
They're the Diamond Dogs, the Louisville Male High School step team, dressed in pink as the day would allow, with the Happy Derby Pink Out Party that we're celebrating as our theme today for the 2025, the 70th Zoeller Pump Company Pegasus Parade. And again, the talent we've seen walk down Broadway today has been impressive, and it continues as we watch the Diamond Dogs. Followed by them, the hot air balloon inflatable, one of the Kentucky Derby Festival's cold air inflatables, once again representing so many of the great events that the Derby Festival puts on. We just finished with the Balloon Fest, which had 2 glows, the rush hour race, the race yesterday that took off. So much work goes into the hot air balloon and all those balloons and balloonists that come into town.
And we've got the Derby City Express rolling through. And this has the Kentucky Derby Festival board members and Gus, the Pegasus mascot, with us. KDF board members and volunteers, they provide strategic direction and support for the festival's operations and events. So a big thank you to them. And Gus is the Kentucky Derby Festival's official mascot and brings smiles to faces all across the community. Look at him go.
Gus, there he is. All right, we're wrapping up the parade. And have you ever been to a foam party, Myra?
No, but that sounds like fun.
Oh, it seems like a ton of fun. The Derby City Foam Party back again this year for its second year. It's the largest foam and bubble party provider. They do full service parties, glow and color parties, bubble parties, cannon rentals, great for festivals, churches, daycare, birthday parties, you name it, they've got the bubble for it. All products, hypoallergenic, eco-friendly, and pet-friendly, safe for the grass, too. We appreciate them being back.
I think we need a foam party at Wave.
Let's
do it.
We're having one now, it looks like. Thanks to the great folks from the Derby City Foam Parties. Well, ladies and gentlemen, rolling through now the 2025 operations vehicles and all of those who work to clean up the parade route. That will conclude the 70th annual Zoeller Pump Company Pegasus Parade. Happy Derby, the Pink Out Party. Has everybody had a good time today? We are certainly glad that you've been with us. We want to remind you that Wave is the Derby station, and we've got you covered all week long as we celebrate the 151st running of the Kentucky Derby.
Everybody enjoy the Derby. Happy Derby, everyone.
You'll be able to catch the great bed races on Wave. That's coming up tomorrow at 7 o'clock in the evening. That'll be followed by live reports Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday from Churchill Downs. Of course, the Kentucky Oaks is on Friday, and we've got you covered there. And on Saturday, the running of the 151st Kentucky Derby will start bright and early with Wave Sunrise and take you throughout the day as we bring the glitz, glamour, the tradition, and all the horse racing home to you on Wave News.
Have a great day, everybody. Thank you for being a part of the Pegasus Parade, and we will see you on Derby.
Happy Derby, everybody. For Myra Ansari, I'm Kevin Harned. We'll see you tomorrow on Wave.